Good morning everyone. Myself Chandanayan from 7th Aryabhata. DES encryption and decryption in cryptography. First, introduction to the cryptography. Cryptography is the practice of securing a communication from third-party entities. It involves the use of mathematical algorithms to convert messages into a code that can only be read by the intended recipient. Cryptography has been used for centuries to protect sensitive information, and it is still widely used today in various forms, including online banking, secure messaging, and e-commerce transactions. Symmetric key cryptography. What is symmetric key cryptography? Symmetric key cryptography is a type of encryption where the same secret key is used for both encryption and decryption of the message. It is also known as symmetric key cryptography. Next, coming to the advantages of symmetric key cryptography. Symmetric key cryptography is faster and more efficient than asymmetric key cryptography. It is also easier to implement and requires a less computational power. And next is disadvantages of symmetric key cryptography. The main disadvantages of symmetric key cryptography is that the same key must be shared between the sender and receiver, which can pose a security risk if keys are shared between the sender and the receiver. Coming to overview of DES. DES means data encryption standard. In a symmetric key block cipher algorithm that was developed by IBM in the 1970s. It is widely used for securing electronic data and communications and is considered to be one of the most secure encryption algorithms available. Here, right side is the DES encryption process, and the first process is hosting Kotlin. Coming to the DES encryption process, where first process is key generation. The first step in the DES encryption process is key generation, where a 64-bit key is used to encrypt the plain text. The key is generated using a complex algorithm that involves several permutations and substitutions. And the next process is initial permutation. In the initial permutation, the plain text is then permuted using the initial permutation function, which rearranges the bits of the plain text according to a specific pattern. Coming to the third process, it is a feature structure, means the permuted plain text is then divided into two halves, and the feature structure is used to perform multiple rounds of encryption. In each round, one half of the plain text is passed through a function that uses the key to produce a new value, which is then XORed with the other half of the plain text. The two halves are then swapped and the process is repeated for the predetermined number of rounds. And the final process is final permutation, where after the final round of the feature structure, the two halves of the ciphertext are combined and passed through the final permutation function, which rearranges the bits of the ciphertext to produce the final encrypted message. Next, coming to the DES decryption process. The decryption process in DES is essentially the reverse of the encryption process. The ciphertext is processed through the same algorithm but with the keys applied in reverse order. The output of this process is the plain text message. The decryption process involves the following steps. The ciphertext is first divided into 64 bits blocks. Then the initial permutation is applied to each of the blocks to rearrange the bits. In the third round, the 16 rounds of encryption are then performed in reverse order using the subkeys. In reverse order as well as in the normal order. The final permutation is applied to the output of the last round to obtain the plain text message. It is important to note that the same key is used for both encryption and decryption in DES. Therefore, the security of the algorithm relies heavily on the secrecy of the key. Security of DES means weakness in DES, where DES has been found to have several weaknesses, including its key length and the use of a fixed S box. Brute force attacks. It means due to its small key size, DES is vulnerable to the brute force attacks in which an attacker tries every possible key until the correct one is found. Alternative to DES. As a result of its weakness, DES has largely been replaced by more secure algorithms such as AES and triple DES algorithms. Coming to alternative to DES, as DES has become less secure over at time, several alternatives have been developed to provide stronger encryption. Some popular alternatives to DES include the triple DES, a more secure version of DES that uses three rounds of encryption instead of one round. AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, a widely used encryption algorithm that provides strong security and is faster than DES. Blowfish, a symmetric key block cipher that is faster than DES and provides stronger security. In conclusion, DES encryption and decryption are important processes in symmetric key cryptography. While DES has been widely used in the past, there are now more secure alternatives available. Thank you.